You already know you're leaving. You've known for a while, maybe longer than you've admitted. The decision was made somewhere deep before your mind caught up to it, before the logistics made sense, before anyone else could see it. It wasn't a dramatic knowing, no lightning bolt, no breaking point you could circle on a calendar, just a quiet settling, a shift in how you hold yourself when you walk through the door, a change in what you notice and what you've stopped noticing. The chapter ended before you wrote the last page. Your spirit packed its bags while your body was still showing up. You're not trapped here. You're completing something. There's a difference that changes everything. The body knows when a chapter is ending. Not dramatically, quietly. The way you stop investing in things that used to matter. The way conversations feel like echoes of conversations you've already had. The way you catch yourself speaking in past tense about something you're still inside. There's a lightness that comes when you stop pretending. When you stop performing commitment you don't feel. When you let yourself know what you know without arguing with it. You're not checked out, you're checked through. Already on the other side in your spirit, even while your body finishes what it started. Already breathing different air, even while your lungs fill with this air. Already home, even while you're still making your way there. People misunderstand this phase. They see you still showing up and assume you're still committed. They see you going through the motions and think the motions still mean what they used to mean. But you know the truth. You can be fully present and already gone at the same time. You can complete something with integrity while knowing it's complete. You can honor an ending without pretending it isn't one. This isn't deception, it's transition. The caterpillar doesn't lie to the cocoon. It just keeps being what it is until it isn't anymore. There's a version of staying that's prison, the kind driven by fear, by not enough, by what will people think, and who will I be without this, and I don't have any other options. That staying shrinks you, hardens you, costs you pieces of yourself you might not get back. You've probably lived that version, most people have. The white-knuckle endurance, the counting down, the slow erosion of something vital while you wait for permission to leave. That staying is survival, and survival has its place. Sometimes you do what you have to do, but there's another kind of staying, the kind that knows the door isn't locked, that stays not because it has to, but because it's choosing to. For now, for reasons, for purposes that belong to you and no one else. This staying comes from a different place entirely. Not from fear, but from intention. Not from scarcity, but from strategy. Not from powerlessness, but from patience. This staying doesn't diminish you, it deepens you. Because staying with consciousness is completely different from staying from fear. Same action, completely different energy. And the energy is everything. You're not serving a sentence, you're crossing a bridge. And bridges take as long as they take. You can't rush a crossing without falling. You can't skip the middle without missing what the middle has to teach. There's a reason bridges exist. They carry you over what you can't walk through. They hold you above the chasm while you make your way to solid ground. They're not obstacles, they're the way. The bridge isn't punishment, it's passage. Every day you're still here isn't a day lost. It's a day closer, a day of resources gathered, skills sharpened, clarity refined, foundation built, roots grown strong enough to transplant. You're not wasting time, you're investing it in a future that gets clearer every day you walk toward it. Walking is the key word. You're not standing still, even if it looks that way from outside. Every day you show up with intention, you're moving. Every day you complete with integrity, you're progressing. Every day you stay conscious instead of collapsing into resentment, you're crossing. The bridge doesn't care if anyone else can see your progress. You know you're moving. Your spirit knows. And that's enough. Something shifted when you stopped seeing yourself as trapped. The same circumstances, the same logistics, the same showing up each day, the same building, same commute, same faces, same tasks. But you started carrying yourself differently, speaking differently, breathing differently. The heaviness that used to sit on your chest, it lifted. Not because anything external changed, but because you changed your relationship to it. You stopped fighting what is, stopped resenting every minute, stopped leaking energy into resistance, and something opened up. Space you didn't know you had. Lightness you thought the situation had taken from you. Presence you'd been saving for after that became available right now. You stopped being prisoner and became pilgrim. Same path, different walking. The circumstances didn't give you permission to feel free. You stopped waiting for their permission. You claimed the freedom that was always yours. Not the freedom to leave, but the freedom to be yourself while you're still here. That shift changes everything. Not the situation, but how the situation lives in your body. How it takes up space in your mind. How much of you it's allowed to touch. The countdown used to feel like survival, marking days until freedom, white-knuckling through weeks, calculating how much longer you could endure. But now the countdown feels different, less like sentence and more like ceremony, less like endurance and more like intention. You're not counting down to when life starts. Life already started. It's happening right now, in the transition, in the between, in the bridge you're crossing with your eyes open. There's wisdom in conscious staying that rushing would miss. Every day you're here with awareness. You're learning something about yourself, about what you actually want, about who you're becoming, about what matters and what never did. The situation is teaching you, not through suffering, but through contrast, showing you exactly what you don't want, so you'll never accidentally build it again, clarifying your values by pressing against them, strengthening your knowing by asking you to trust it. You couldn't have learned these things from outside. You had to be inside to see them clearly, had to live them to know them in your bones, had to stay long enough for the lesson to become part of you instead of just something you read about. This isn't wasted time. It's excavation. You're digging up pieces of yourself you'd forgotten, discovering capacities you didn't know you had, finding out exactly how strong your spine is when circumstances press against it. You're not just leaving something, you're understanding why you're leaving. And that understanding will protect you from ever recreating what you're walking away from. The person who escapes without understanding often rebuilds the same prison in a new location. But the person who stays long enough to really see, they carry immunity. They know exactly what to avoid. They can smell their early signs from miles away. That knowing is worth more than the time it took to earn it. You've stopped performing investment you don't feel, not in a bitter way, not in a checked out way, just honestly. Giving what you can give, showing up as you actually are. No longer pretending this is forever when you know it isn't. There's a strange freedom in that honesty, even when it's silent. even when no one else knows. You know, and that knowing has settled something in your nervous system. You're not split anymore, not performing one thing while feeling another. Just here, present with the ending, awake to the transition, at peace with the pace of your own becoming. The people who love you see something different now. They can't name it, but they feel it. The heaviness that used to surround you, it's lifting. The spark they thought you'd lost, it's returning. The you they've been missing, you're coming back. Not because you left the situation, because you stopped letting the situation leave you. You're here, really here, even while you're going. That's the paradox that freedom makes possible. Some things need to be completed, not escaped. Not because you owe anyone anything, not because leaving would be wrong, but because completion has its own integrity, its own medicine, its own gift. There's something you get from finishing that you can't get from fleeing. A certain kind of closure, a particular kind of strength. The knowledge that when things got hard, you didn't just run, you walked the whole way through. Walking across a bridge isn't the same as jumping off it. Both get you to the other side, but one lets you take something with you. Lessons, closure, the quiet pride of having seen something through, not because you had to, but because you chose to. What jumping costs you, what walking gives you. The difference between arriving depleted and arriving whole. The ones who jump often land broken, not from the fall, but from what they left behind unfinished. The ones who walk arrive with their spine intact, with stories they can tell without shame, with the knowledge that the hard thing didn't get to define them. The people who complete things carry themselves differently than the people who escape things. Not better, just differently. There's a groundedness that comes from knowing you can stay present in discomfort. A trust in yourself that builds when you prove you can handle hard things without abandoning yourself or anyone else. You're building that trust right now. Every day you stay with consciousness, you're depositing into an account you'll draw from for the rest of your life. The account that says, I can do hard things. I can be uncomfortable without falling apart. I can walk through fire and come out the other side. That's not nothing. That's everything. You're not the same person who started this. That person was different, needed different things, made decisions from a different place. You can honor them without being bound by them, can acknowledge the path without regretting it. Everything brought you here. The staying, the struggle, the days you thought would break you. All of it was building something you couldn't see while you were inside it. Now you're starting to see it. The urgency has softened, not because you stopped wanting what you want, but because you stopped needing the wanting to be painful. Stopped believing that suffering was required for the destination to be valid. You can want what's next without hating what's now. Can move toward freedom without declaring war on the present. Can be in transition without being in turmoil. This peace isn't resignation. It's arrival. You've arrived at yourself, even before you've arrived at the circumstances. Freedom isn't a location you get to. It's a frequency you embody, and you're already embodying it. Here, now, in the middle of the bridge. While the crossing is still happening, you can feel it in your body. The way you're breathing differently than you used to. The way circumstances that used to tighten your chest now just exist, neutral, passing through. The way you've stopped clenching against what is and started flowing with it. You're not waiting for freedom. You're practicing it. Every day you stay with consciousness instead of fear. Every day you complete with integrity instead of resentment. Every day you choose the bridge instead of the burning. Every day you respond instead of react. Every day you show up as yourself instead of the shrunken version the situation used to demand. The circumstances will change. They're already changing. But the freedom you're building inside, that travels with you. That's yours forever. That's what you're really building on this bridge. There will be a last day, a morning you wake up and know it's time. A moment when the bridge ends and solid ground begins. A breath that separates before from after. A step that lands somewhere new. It's coming. You can feel it, closer than it's ever been. Not as a wish or a hope or a desperate prayer, as a knowing. A certainty that lives in your body. A timeline that's already written, even if you can't read all the details yet. But you don't need to rush it. Don't need to force it. Don't need to push the river that's already flowing. The ending will arrive when the ending arrives. And you'll be ready, not because you escaped, but because you walked the whole way there. Not because you ran from something, but because you walked towards something. Not depleted and desperate, but whole and clear. That's the gift of conscious completion. You arrive at your destination with something left. Energy, hope, the capacity to actually enjoy what you've been building toward. The people who white-knuckle to freedom often collapse the moment they arrive. They've spent everything on the escape and have nothing left for the landing. But you're building reserves even while you're crossing. You're conserving energy even while you're working. You're staying whole even while you're in transition. That's how you know this is different. That's how you know you've changed. And when you look back, because you will, you won't see a prison sentence. You'll see a pilgrimage. A crossing you made with your eyes open. A chapter you closed with your own hands, in your own time, on your own terms. That's sovereignty. You're not trapped. You never were. You were in a tunnel that's almost over. A chapter that's completing itself. A cocoon that's doing exactly what cocoons do. Holding you in darkness while you transform into something with wings. The darkness wasn't punishment. It was transformation. And you're almost through. You can feel the light at the edges now. The air getting lighter. The weight lifting day by day. This is why you stay. Not because you're scared to leave. Not because you don't have options. Not because you're weak or stuck or fooling yourself. You stay because you learned something most people never figure out. What imprisons you can also be what frees you. The job you've outgrown is funding the life you're building. The situation that confines you is financing your liberation. That's not settling. That's strategy. That's using the cage itself to pick the lock. And when you walk out, not run, walk, you'll take the key with you. You stay because you're completing something, honoring something, gathering something you'll need on the other side. You stay because the bridge is still under your feet, and you're not a person who jumps. You're a person who walks, all the way through, all the way to the end, with your eyes open and your heart intact. You stay because you know the difference between prison and passage. And this is passage. You stay because rushing would cost you something the waiting will give you. Because there's medicine in the crossing that you can't get any other way. because some lessons only come to those who are willing to stay present in the uncomfortable in-between. You stay because you're already free. The staying doesn't change that. The circumstances don't change that. The timeline doesn't change that. Freedom is how you're walking, not where you're walking to. And you're walking free, right now, in the middle of the bridge, with the wind on your face and your eyes on the horizon, and your feet firmly planted on the path that's carrying you home. What if you're not trapped in this, just not done with it yet?